Joining me right now is Stephanie Zanker, Strategic Director with LIBRE. She's joining us live to talk about it. Tell me a little bit about this event that's going on this weekend.
Hi, thank you for having me. Along with our sister organizations, Americans for Prosperity and Concerned Veterans for America, the LIBRE Initiative is partnering on the Liberty Gala to celebrate America's 250th anniversary as part of our A250 initiative and our One Small Step initiative, celebrating the foundational principles of America. Opportunity, freedom, dignity, rule of law, limited government, and all of the reasons that people want to come to America and that make the United States of America such a great place. So we're going to gather members of the community, elected officials, community members, volunteers, all together at the Biltmore Ballrooms in Midtown Atlanta for a great celebration. We're incredibly excited to talk about the American dream and how it's still alive, and what we can do to continue to support it and make sure that the community can achieve prosperity and can achieve that American dream.
So, people may not be able to go directly to the event, but they can certainly join this conversation as we look at this 250th birthday and celebration, and even just within ourselves, kind of all take a moment to reflect on what this country means to us. But as you're talking with folks in the Hispanic community, what are they saying? What does the American dream mean to them?
So they're definitely feeling the squeeze right now. They believe in the principles of freedom and opportunity, those principles that brought them to the United States to begin with. But one of the things that we hear consistently, and we at the Libre Initiative, we're out directly in the community talking to those Latino families at their doors, is that they are feeling the squeeze in their pocketbooks. The cost of living is really high, especially the cost of housing, the cost of gas, the cost of groceries, the cost of healthcare they feel has gone up. And so they are feeling the American dream is seeming to get a little more out of reach. And so they're going to be looking for people, community members, initiatives to get involved in that can kind of reinvigorate that concept of the American dream and help them get connected to ways that they can actually take their one small step and get involved, through their getting connected to their local legislators, getting connected to groups like the Libre Initiative, that really believe in that entrepreneurial, hardworking spirit of the Latino community. And that's why it's just so incredible to have events like this, and it's so necessary to show the civic duty, the importance of civic duty and protecting these principles. Because, like I said, there is a little bit of a spirit of pessimism right now in the Latino community.
I know small businesses, regardless of your background, play such a critical role in kind of making the U.S. what it is. I think most people can say small businesses are such an employment driver, an economic driver. It's that opportunity that somebody gets to maybe even change kind of their status in life, to move up the chain, so to speak. What are you seeing as opportunities within entrepreneurship right now for the Hispanic community? I mean, do those opportunities still exist, or are they just getting harder and harder?
They definitely still exist. And the Latino community, it's important to mention, is very entrepreneurial. As I said earlier, 1 in 4 new businesses opened is actually Latino owned and operated. And here in Georgia, we have about 11% of the total population of Georgia is Latino, and is growing very quickly, actually faster than the national average. And a lot of those Latinos come here to set up small businesses. And so one of the things that we do is advocate for policies rooted in regulatory reform that get some of those barriers out of the way. But in order for Latinos to want to open those businesses, to know that they're going to prosper, to know that they're going to have the opportunity to succeed, they really want to feel, and we, because I'm a Latina myself, really want to feel the spirit of support and want to be optimistic about the state of our economy. And that, has shifted a little bit in the last couple of years. But that's, like I've said before, the importance of celebrating America, celebrating the 250th anniversary, so that we do start to become imbued with that spirit of optimism again.
We started off this conversation showing that live look from the White House where, we've got this fight, this match that's going to be used to celebrate President Trump's birthday, and then we're talking about entrepreneurship and the Latino community. I mean, when we think about the United States and we think about our interests, it really is just so diverse, and I think that that is what energizes a lot of people and gives people pride in our community. But it seems like poll after poll, when we talk with millennials, we talk with people younger in our community, they just don't feel like that American dream is as obtainable. Is there anything specific that you're seeing that is happening amongst kind of the younger of us that is driving that sentiment away from hope?
I think it comes back to the cost of living. Everything is so expensive, and we saw that shift to the right among Latinos in 2024 with the last election. That has now started to become a little more erased and shift back towards that, because some of the things that they saw as promises in terms of the economy, getting that cost of living down, getting that inflation down, hasn't really come to fruition in the way that I believe was expected. And so I think, the way that we can sort of turn around that negative sentiment, especially among the younger generation, is to just bring those costs down, bring those grocery costs down, make it more affordable for first-time young Latino families to be able to purchase a home, because that's what's going to kickstart a lot of their upward mobility.
Now, I am looking at the organizations that are involved in this event this weekend, and you have, the Latino community, you've got these veterans groups, civic engagement groups. This seems kind of like a hodgepodge of organizations. Talk to me a little bit about how all of these interrelate.
Yeah, so we are all sister organizations, and we believe in the principles of free market economics and limited government. But right now, what we're celebrating is just the spirit of America, the 250th birthday. We're all here, like you said. We're a diverse melting pot. We have veterans, we have Latinos, we have non-Latinos. We've got multiple different generations all coming to this event. And so at the end of the day, it's just about looking forward to that freedom and opportunity, and coming together in the community to think of ways that we can, protect this country and stand up for our country and become more involved and take that one small step.
You have that optimism and that hope. So let me ask you this. As you look in your crystal ball, 25, 50 years from now, how do you really see the Hispanic community making a difference and moving the economy, the culture, the community here in Georgia forward?
Well, the Hispanic community is going to make up about 30% of the total population of the United States by 2050. And like I said, we are a very hardworking, very entrepreneurial community. And so I think we're going to be thriving. But, historically, Latinos haven't been super plugged in politically, with their local, state, federal elected officials. It's more about just working hard and being in your community and family. And so one of the things that we do is plug them into the way that they can actually get involved and learn more about policy, learn more about how they can actually get involved and call their elected officials, tell them what's important to them. And I think if we continue on that path, the Latino community is going to be thriving. It's going to be one of the driving economic forces in the United States.
VA Secretary Doug Collins going to be the keynote speaker for the Liberty Ball. I see. Are you expecting him? Is he going to be there in person? Do you know what he's going to be talking about?
Absolutely. Yes, he's going to be there in person. We're very, very excited to have him. We also have the president and founder of the LIBRE initiative, Daniel Garza, and we have Trey Gowdy, Fox News host, former South Carolina congressman, and a bunch of elected officials. So Congressman Rich McCormick, Insurance Commissioner John King, and a bunch of other elected officials. So we're going to hear about the spirit of America, the founding principles, and people that are there will be able to hear about it, but we'll be posting about it and talking about how it went after the event.
Hopefully, if somebody has heard something in this discussion that's just kind of connected with them and they have said, you know what, I should be getting more involved, or hey, I want to take some steps to learn more about this, what can they do? How can they get connected?
So they can go to thelibreinitiative.com and you can read more about what it is that we do. And right there, you could also sign up to volunteer and sign up to get involved in a whole bunch of other ways. You can see all of the events that we have coming up, and I hope that you'll do that.
Thank you so much for taking some time with us on this Friday. I hope you guys have a great event. It sounds like it's going to be a wonderful time. Stephanie Zanker, the Strategic Director with LIBRE, we really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much.